If you could change any choices you have ever made, would you? You can always make another choice and change the course of your success. Everyone has the potency to make inspired choices. Get ready to listen, share, and experience the creativity that is you. Now, here is the host of Inspired Choices radio show, Christine McIver.
Welcome, 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 everyone. I am so glad that you are here. And tonight we have another fabulous show for you here on the Inspired Choices show on the Inspired Choices Network. And I am your host, Christine McIver. Tonight we are going to be talking about, get this, business. All things business. Who knew, right? Well, tonight we're going to be talking specifically about what do you need to say for your business? Isn't that interesting? Isn't that an interesting thing to think about? It is such a very cool topic and one that I'm very excited to bring to you and to share with you. So if you are listening live, I'd love for you to join us in the chat room at inspiredchoicesnetwork.com. And there you can put in your questions, comments, anything that is going on for you with your business, or even the idea of what you need to say for your business. So that would be fabulous. If you're listening to us in the replay, thank you for choosing that. And if you would like to be listening, we also have an Inspired Choices Network app where you can listen to us on the go. And you just go to any of your Apple or Android and look for Inspired Choices Network, and you will find our app there. As well, we're on TV. We are everywhere. You can find us under Roku, Inspired Choices Network. We have our own app there. We also have our own app on Samsung TV and LG TV, as well as you can find us online. We are everywhere. YouTube, you name it. We're there. So let me tell you a little bit about myself, and then we're going to dive right into tonight's show because we got lots to cover with this topic, which you're probably going to be pretty surprised about. So I am a strategic business coach. I've been in my own business now going on 13 years. And when we are looking at business and we're looking at the aspects of business, what's really, really important and what really assists is to have someone that has actually been in that space, someone that has actually looked at all the different areas of business, and who can come from the space of not only knowledge, but experience. And that's what I do. That's what I have done for a number of years with my clients, with my hosts here on the network, and with people that are just asking questions on social media. I'm someone that works one-on-one with a business owner and their team so that we can really make that business more visible. And that's partially what we're going to be talking about tonight, is about visibility, but visibility more with using your voice. So if you would like to know more about what I can do with you and what I do with other clients, you can email me, Christine, at inspiredchoices.ca. Now, let's jump into tonight's show. So what do you need to say for your business? Have you ever thought about that topic? Has that ever kind of come in? Well, let me ask you this one question. How many of you that are in your own business or thinking about going into your own business, how many of you do you feel like, I want people to see me? I want to be visible. I want to be chosen. Like a lot of times we think, I want somebody to hire me. I want a client to hire me. I want customers to come in, right? Well, basically you want to be chosen. And in order to be chosen, you need to be visible, right? But what about being heard? We can be heard in a lot of different media platforms, different media means. And one of the biggest places and spaces is through what we say. Do you hesitate speaking up in your business? Now, that's a question that a lot of people may not even want to admit, that they hesitate. And a lot of times what I have found, even personally, is when I go to speak, I'm not so much thinking about my business. That's not what holds me back. What holds me back is my own personal challenges, right? The thoughts about what people will think, how I'm going to come across to other people, what maybe my mentors or my competitors, and yeah, competition is not real, but it is when you're in that space, what those people are going to think. And so we're looking at it, we're actually experiencing from a personal perspective about the speaking up, not about the business. And that's an important point I want you to remember as we go forward. What do you need to say for and with your business? Have you ever considered what you needed to say for your business? Now, if you've listened to any of my previous shows, you know that I speak about how your business is separate from you. Your business is not you. You're the main driver of the bus in your business. And you should be, even if you have many, many people on the bus, but you are not your business. Your business is not you. This is an important aspect to separate out. Your business has needs and requires you to use your voice. Do you hold back speaking? Well, I'm going to answer that. Yes, you do. 99% of people hold back speaking because they're putting the thoughts of what they want to speak through filters. How many times do you know what is required to change or contribute to another person or business, but you hold back, in turn, holding your own business back? Yeah, we do this so much. We have Karen in the chat room, and she says, I have stopped myself from saying something a zillion times. Oh, yeah, zillion and one over here. Exactly. So why is this so important? So we're going to talk about the surface stuff first and foremost, okay? So yes, of course, we all know logically, Christine, that we need to be speaking up about our business, right? Now, I want you to hear the subtleties in the different words that I'm using. Most of us will acknowledge that we know we need to be speaking up about our businesses, right? So we maybe are pointing over there to our business, something separate from us. We know that we should be. So what most of us do is we will actually offload speaking about our business to something else. Maybe to an ad that you're doing on social media, in some social media platform. You have an ad created, a picture with a description, an ad such as that. You have that created. Or maybe you have a professional video created where you're not actually in it, right? You've got somebody else is creating it. Those are great and absolutely use them. But the difference between you and your voice speaking on behalf of your business in contribution to and with your business is those other means of speaking about your business through images or video content that you're not in, they don't have your energy in them. And that's one of the most important things. And I know I've spoken about this before, but your energy in your business is the greatest piece of energy that needs to be put out there when you are talking about your business, when anyone is talking about your business. Many people out there, and I know you know this, but many people out there will hire maybe ghostwriters, or they will hire people that will take down notes for them, or they'll promote things out as if they are using their voice, or they will do it underneath somebody else's account as if that is that person, right? You have no control over the energy that that person emits. You, the business owner, you have no control over it. And while they may get your language down pat, they may have your language very, very well, they are not going to emit the same energy as you. Again, don't eliminate this support. Absolutely have this support in there, but do not choose to have these different areas of promotion and advertising and support. Don't eliminate any of these things, but add your voice to it as well, because your energy is one of the greatest gifts for your business. There is no one, it doesn't matter who it is, knows your business like you know your business. Maybe you're pretty new at it and you're still learning about it. That's cool. But you still have way more awareness about your business, even if it's just an energy of what your business desires to be, than any other person, whether they've been in business for years or not. Yes, there's lots of business support out there. There's lots of business coaches like myself who I can come in and work with a company. I can work with a business owner and I can get a sense of what they have done so far, what they're desiring, and then, of course, how they can grow it. But if their voice is not in it, if they're not actually speaking what they know or diving deeply into what they know, they're going to actually be pulling the business down. They're going to be stopping the business from actually going in the direction where it can create the greatest impact for you, the business owner, for people that are looking for you, the people that you can contribute to, and the future of your business. This is key. This is so key. And you know what? Sometimes it takes us a while to understand that and really get the sense of that and get the confidence in that. We'll talk a little bit about how you can increase your confidence in speaking. And there's so many different programs out there. There's so many different professionals out there that can support you. The greatest thing, here's the greatest thing though, I'm going to tell you right away. The greatest thing to boost your confidence in speaking more about your business is do it. Do it. Start speaking and do it more and more often. And the more that you do it, the stronger you're going to get with it, the more clear you're going to get with it, the more confidence you're going to be admitting. And before you know it, you won't even pay attention to or worry about the mic or worry about the video going on. You won't even think about it. I've been doing this now for oh my gosh, I'm in my 11th year of doing my own show. It started out with just radio. Now it's radio, TV, podcast, live stream, the whole bit. And when I first started out, my friends, I was so nervous and I was a mess. I didn't know what I was doing, but I had the excitement. And I got a clear confirmation from my business that my business was wanting me to go in that direction. You know, when you just tap into the energy, of what your business is asking for you, and just that millisecond sometimes of tapping in without going into the thoughts and the words in your mind, and you follow that, oh my gosh, that's the space where magic happens, because you keep all of your perspectives and your points of view and your belief systems and your fears and your previous experiences all out of it. We are coming up to our first break, but before we jump off for the first break, what I really want to do, one of the things that I want to do is I want to share with you an email. My phone's going off. How great is that? I want to share with you an email about that I received, and I just thought this speaks so beautifully to tonight's topic. It's from a note from the universe, and I'm sure that many of you are aware of that, and I receive that every day. And sometimes don't you just feel like they've spoken to you directly, like they wrote that for you? Well, this one feels like it, just very much for tonight. So here's what it says. You just never know who in the crowd, standing beside you in line, or passing you in the street, might be raised in spirit or even lifted from despair by the kindness in your glance or the comfort in your smile. But they may never forget. It takes so little. It takes so little. I absolutely love that. One of the things that I have really had to school myself about time and time again is to understand that while I may not have thousands and thousands of people emailing me every day about these shows that I've created over the last 10 years, I can certainly see a lot of activity with my posts, with the, wherever they are on the podcast. I can certainly see lots and lots of numbers coming. But the thing is that I may never know exactly who I'm contributing to, exactly who I have inspired or gifted with the words that I have chosen to speak during the broadcast. I may never know. And when you can get to that space of understanding that your contributions in the world may never come back to you directly, when you get to that space of knowing your voice is so important in the world, that is a place of peace. And who doesn't want to have peace in their world along with pleasure in their business? I don't know anybody that does. Having excitement, having joy, having expansion, all those things are great. But to have peace and pleasure simultaneously in your business, it's fantastic. And certainly something that I aspire to, and I encourage all of my hosts and all of my customers to aspire to as well. My friend, when you open your mouth, when you use your voice, whether it's one-to-one, it's through a live stream, it's through a podcast, it's through anything, when you use your voice, the impact that you can have on others can absolutely be transformative. We're going to go for break. And when we get back, we'll talk a little bit more about this. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you for choosing to lean in to learning more about what you can do for you and for your business. You are listening to Inspired Choices on Inspired Choices Network with myself, Christine McIver, and we'll be back right after this commercial break.
Many of us make choices in our lives based on our past experiences or what others believe. What would our lives be like if we made our choices based on what we desire for our futures? When you join Inspired Choices Radio Show with Coach Christine McIver, you'll be provoked to look at what is true and what you know but may not choose that requires your attention. Christine does not hold back and brings all her expertise during each and every show. Are you ready to create the life and the living you truly desire? Listen for Inspired Choices Radio Show every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 7 p.m. Central, 6 p.m. Mountain, and 5 p.m. Pacific on InspiredChoicesNetwork.com.
Are you a subject matter expert? Are you here to share your expertise with an audience waiting to hear from you in only the way you can deliver? Are you ready to have your voice amplified across the airwaves? Inspired Choices Network has a global radio platform streaming to millions of people across the world. Professionally produced and supported by an accomplished team every step of the way, you can broadcast from anywhere in the world, knowing your voice matters, and we ensure it is delivered with ease and efficiency. Eager to hear your message, the world awaits. Contact us today to become an Inspired Choices Network radio host. Email becomeahost@inspiredchoicesnetwork.com.
This is the Inspired Choices Show with Coach Christine McIver. To participate in the program, join our live studio audience in our chat room at InspiredChoicesNetwork.com. You can also make the choice to ask or comment by email by sending to Christine@InspiredChoices.ca. Now, back to the program.
All right, my friends. Thank you for being here tonight. And tonight we are talking about what do you need to say for your business. We talked about the energy in the first segment. We talked about energy and your energy in your business being the greatest piece of energy that needs to be out there for your business. We talked about increasing your confidence in speaking, and how you can do that sometimes is just by ripping that Band-Aid and begin to speak. So critical. You know, one thing that's really important is to continuously do your own personal development. Do your own personal development. Your personal development as a leader in your business, whether you are a single person, you're a solo business, and you have never any plans to have anybody else on your team, or you are leading teams of hundreds. What's so important is that you are learning constantly about yourself and challenging yourself and really continuously tapping in to what is going on with you. Because if you're not, if you become complacent thinking you're good, you don't have to do any more personal development, you are going to absolutely fall flat on your face. And how do I know that? Because we are continuously in change. The world is continuously in change. How many companies can you name that they didn't change with the times? They didn't change with the times. They didn't pay attention to what was going on within their organization or within their industry, and they are no longer around. It happens all the time. And what I know as someone who was in human resources for many, many years, what goes on in an organization always starts with the top. It always starts with the founder, with the owner, with the CEO, with the executive. If that branch of the organization are not continuing to grow themselves, are not continuing to challenge themselves, they're going to fall flat on their face, and they're actually going to be replaced with people who are hungry and who are really acknowledging that they need to grow themselves. So if speaking for your business is something that's foreign to you, is something that's new to you, I really want to encourage you to look at what's going on with you when you think about speaking. Look deeply into yourself and do some personal development around that. Many subjects that's been spoken about on many of the shows here many of the shows on the network are very simple to look at and identify. So one of the first things is judgment, right? Judgment of ourselves, judgment of what other people, judgments of our business. Also looking at the way that we look. If you're using your voice with video, how do I look, right? Really being concerned with the appearance of yourself when you show up. Perhaps not having a confidence with being very articulate when you're speaking. That's another area. Maybe not understanding the different platforms where you're speaking and understanding how those platforms interact. Maybe that confidence level is low. There can be so many different things that are impacting you, but you have to do your work and you have to dig deep and finding out what's going on for you. Once you have started to do that, it's a matter of practicing and practicing and practicing. And sometimes the best way to start out is having a conversation with someone else. You have conversations all the time. You don't even think about it. You don't think about how you're sounding. You're generally, you're not going into that. Of course, you can go into all sorts of different areas. But if you can start to have conversations with other people and one-on-one and ask them questions about their business and they ask you questions about yours, or maybe you can get onto a podcast. Maybe you can get onto a radio show. Maybe you can get onto a TV show and be interviewed. And that will start to raise your confidence level. One of the things that I do, and this has helped me, is I don't do any kind of pre-work. A lot of people will tape themselves and then they'll stop it and they'll cut it and they'll do massive editing. In my experience, what that has done is it actually made me even more nervous because I was more focused on, is this sounding right, than actually tapping into the energy of what wants to be said. And that's another thing, is actually asking your business questions and being willing to listen. Asking your business questions is just as, it's the same as asking your body questions. It's the same as asking yourself questions and just getting an awareness and moving forward with it. Now, everything you try, you may not enjoy. And everything you try, you may not say yes to, but you're not going to know it unless you try. And one of the greatest things about you is your awareness about your business, even if you haven't honed that awareness very much. So when you begin to speak, you start to, especially when you begin to speak live, okay? And this show right now is live as it's being recorded. When you're speaking live, what it does is it demands you to be present. It demands you to be present. And when you are present, you are tapping into consciousness and awareness more than any other time. When you are being present, you can't go into the future. You can't go into your past. You have to stay very, very present. And that's one of my favorite things about doing a live show, is because it forces me to be present, which has strengthened my muscle to speak confidently, to speak with clear awareness. It doesn't allow me to go into my fears and my concerns. Of course, those fears can come up before we start the show, and they have many, many times. But once I'm on. And that really helps me to move forward. And that's what I'm encouraging you to do, is to do something live so that you can really tap into your business simultaneously practicing to speak live. It's a very cool, easy creation. And remember, before we went to commercial, I read to you that the note from the universe. You don't know who you're going to inspire. You don't know who is going to watch you and go, wow, Christine, she's really gotten more confident with speaking. She's really doing it. If she does it, maybe I can do it too. You might inspire them just by the action. It has nothing to do with your words. How cool would that be? We have a question in the chat room. Karen asks, I can be in that space that you mentioned. I struggle still with having people hear me live as I am on a live or doing a video, family or strangers. Well, that is so normal, and it's probably something that is not going to go away. Not completely, not totally, because here's the thing is each and every one of us, we are very aware. And any of our old issues, if we worried about what people thought of us, that never goes away 100%. And that's not a bad thing. And I'll tell you why. Because it actually keeps you on your toes. This is something I learned a long, long time ago. My very first business was a skincare and makeup business, and I used to go into people's homes. And I was always so nervous. And the one thing that I learned right out of the gate was, if you're not a little nervous, you're going to come off cocky. And if you come off cocky, you're not going to be striving to do your very, very best. You're just not. So being a little nervous actually has you on your toes. Now, here's a fact. You're not going to be able to change what people think about you. You're not going to be able to have people really receive you in a way that you desire to be received if you're A, worrying about them, or B, you're trying to change their point of view about you. The fact of the matter is, my friends, is most family and most close friends will not change who they see you to be. And, you know, if you're somebody that's here who's been working on your personal development and you've been evolving and you have really been growing, you're not the person that you were when they first got to know you. You're not that young child who maybe has messed up, or maybe you've made choices that they would have said otherwise, you shouldn't do this, you shouldn't do that. You're not going to be that person anymore, but you're also not going to be different to them because they've already got an image in their mind about you. Here's a question that may help whenever that comes up. Ask yourself this question. Who am I doing this for? Am I doing this for my business and for my joy in my life, or am I doing it to please my family and friends? And when you get clear that you're doing it for you and your business, some of that will start to wash away. I know it's not easy. And, family can really impact us and can really make us think about what's going on in our lives and the choices that we're making. But I'll tell you something, as you continue to show up in your brilliance and you continue to be the amazing person that you are, and you continue to tap in and doing what pleases you and what brings you pleasure and working with your business each and every day, eventually that will start to fade away. Again, it will likely never completely go away, but you're going to get to that space where it is not going to stop you. And when you are following the directions and some of the advice and some of the guidance I'm giving you tonight, as you become more and more encouraged to choose, and you grow that muscle and you get more comfortable with speaking for your business, these things are not going to impact you the way that they did in the past. Now, the very cool thing is, like myself, you'll likely have somebody who will surprise you, who will email you, who will reach out and talk to you, and will say things that you will be like, oh my gosh, they are listening. Oh my gosh, I can't believe it. I can't believe that they've actually received me the way that I've hoped that they would. I've had 3 or 4 people that really surprised me, telling me that they've been listening to my show, that they have been actually tapping in, and that I've really contributed to them. And these are people that I grew up with, people that I had no idea that they were still connected to me. And in fact, I'm not connected on any social media with a couple of these people, and yet they are listening. And that was such a beautiful thing to receive. That's not why I do it. That's not why I step up and I speak. I speak because there is something asking me to speak more and more. And there's something that's in me that is fulfilled when I actually step up and I speak with my awareness and I contribute to the world while I'm contributing to my business and myself. That's why I do it. But it sure does feel lovely when you do receive those. And you will. When you are coming forward with your voice for your business from that genuine space of desiring to be one with your business and actually come forward and speak with what you need to be saying for your business. All right, my friends, we are up to our second break in the show. As usual, the show is going very, very quickly. I would love to have you join us in the chat room at inspiredchoicesnetwork.com, or you can be listening on our app or watching us on all of the TV locations, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, you name it, smart TVs, you can find us there. You can find us all over the internet. You just need to type in Inspired Choices Network or my name, Christine McIver with Inspired Choices, and you'll find us there. I would love to have you join us now or in the future. Oh, I'd love to hear from you with any questions that you might have. Again, my email is christine@inspiredchoices.ca. Stick around, my friends. We'll be back shortly with more about tonight's topic, really around what do you need to say for your business. We'll be right back.
Many of us make choices in our lives based on our past experiences or what others believe. What would our lives be like if we made our choices based on what we desire for our futures? When you join Inspired Choices Radio Show with Coach Christine McIver, you'll be provoked to look at what is true and what you know but may not choose that requires your attention. Christine does not hold back and brings all her expertise during each and every show. Are you ready to create the life and the living you truly desire? Listen for Inspired Choices Radio Show every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 7 p.m. Central, 6 p.m. Mountain, and 5 p.m. Pacific on InspiredChoicesNetwork.com.
How wonderful would it be to carry your favorite Inspired Choices Network host with you throughout your day? Well, now you can. Inspired Choices Network now has its very own mobile app. Our free app offers live streaming shows, along with thousands of podcasts and TV episodes. Our shows cover a wide variety of topics. Whether you're waking up with us, carrying us through the day, and taking us to bed with you, we're always here for you to enjoy. We're easy to find. Just search for Inspired Choices Network in the Apple App Store or Google Play Store.
This is the Inspired Choices Show with Coach Christine McIver. To participate in the program, join our live studio audience in our chat room at inspiredchoicesnetwork.com. You can also make the choice to ask or comment by email by sending to Christine@inspiredchoices.ca. Now, back to the program.
Well, my friends, thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for choosing. As I was saying before, the more that you choose to work with your business and connect with your business with the intention of having pleasure and joy and knowing it's available to you, the more you contribute in the world. As you grow your business, you inspire others around you to grow their business as well. So tonight we are talking about, what do you need to say for your business? I want to talk a little bit about actually understanding your role in your business and understanding that with your role, you take on a great deal of responsibility and a great deal of pleasure. If you can see yourself as a partner in your business being your partner, not just you, the solopreneur, okay, or you with your 150 people in your business, no matter what, when you can see that your role is a partnership with your business and your business depends upon you to speak and communicate, you'll begin to show up differently. You know, you can be putting out all sorts of media content in all sorts of ways, right? You can create media content through an article. That's a great way to get your business out there in front of people. There are people out there that love to read. I actually have a very close friend that she actually prefers reading over listening or watching video. Well, that was a bit of a kick the first time she told me that, because I was like, what? I now have her show and you're not going to listen? And it wasn't that she didn't want to, it was her preferred method. So yeah, writing is something that's something that, you know, you can actually be impacting others with. We also have, and we're in a time when we have so many choices, which is fantastic and a great way to grow our business. Another form is through an audio commercial. You can have an audio commercial created. It doesn't have to be your voice. And that's something that you can be putting out there in different places and spaces. You can, if you're somebody that would love to have a commercial on the Inspired Choices Network, we have opportunities for companies to do that we would be playing it throughout our days here on our live stream feed, not during somebody's show, in between shows, but that's an opportunity that you could have here and maybe other places as well. Then, of course, there is images. You could have a quote taken, something that's important to you. You could have an image of yourself on that quote, and you can be putting that out in social media. That's great. That's something that you can plan ahead, and you can actually have that very well placed for you, and that's very comfortable. The area that is less comfortable for us until we get more experienced at it is actually using video and our voice in a live recording. Now, everybody can do a video recording, but anybody that I've ever worked with, I can tell you that they critique the heck out of the videos, and they will go back and they will actually edit them over and over and over again, to the point that it just doesn't come across as beautifully and as authentic as when it is live recorded. And leaving it, you know, that's one of the things that when you actually do a recording, leave it alone. Leave it. Don't go back and edit it, right? Maybe you say something silly. Oh my gosh, I've done that so many times. If you've listened to any of my shows, I've messed up. I've tripped over my words. We all do that. But you know what? That makes you normal. That makes you relatable. The other beautiful thing about doing a live stream and being relatable is you create more of a connection with your listeners and your viewers. People want to hear you. People want to see you, especially in the time where we are in this pandemic and where we've been really removed from physically connecting in person with people. It is beautiful to connect with people and to hear their voices and to hear them. It doesn't have to be a long recording. It can be just a few minutes, but you coming across authentically and you coming across connecting with your desire to connect, that is going to pull more people in, which is so important so that they can hear what your business is asking you to speak to. When in the chat room, we were talking about with Karen, she said, I look forward to being in the space where it will not stop me anymore, when she was referring to actually doing a live recording, and being concerned about what family and friends would say. And my response to her was, keep choosing more regularly, more consistently, and become your business's voice. Oh my gosh. Now, I've never said that before, become your business's voice. But how cool is that? When you really realize that you are the voice of your business, how much does that actually take the pressure off of you? I think it's very cool, because I have a connection with my business that nobody else has, just as you have a connection with your business that nobody else has. And when you realize that your business doesn't have a voice except through your awareness, and you become the channel for your business, that you are going to be speaking for your business, it changes things, doesn't it? It does for me. And I would love to hear if that's also bringing something up for you, if that's also speaking to you about a little bit of a shift in your perspective about your business. It's really important to understand that your experience of your business is going to change and it's going to grow. And I really hope that it does. And in order for it to do that more easily, and in order for your business to be able to contribute to you, doing your personal development is important. If you are getting the hit that's speaking, and if you're listening to this show, I'm sure there was something that pulled you in to speak, to use your voice. Your business is asking for you to do that. And as you do that, and you do that more and more consistently, the very cool thing is that your awareness of what your business is asking of you is going to become clearer and clearer. How cool is that? It's this beautiful dance of your business asking you to speak, and you speaking, and your business giving you more information and more awareness. This doesn't have to be hard, and it doesn't have to be complicated. And what most people are doing in their businesses is they are overthinking it. They're judging themselves, and they're trying to get it perfect. You're not going to get it perfect. You're a human being. You are not here to be a robot. You're here to be you. You're here to be you. One of the tools that oftentimes really contributes to me is when I think about the things that I would say to a child if a child said, I want to get up and speak, but I'm so afraid of what people will think, right? What if you did that with yourself? If you're hesitating speaking for and with your business, what if you did? And what do you need to say for your business that you've never said before, that if you would actually trust, it will come to you? It will start to really expand the ease and the pleasure with your business. You don't need to have a long script written out. And for God's sakes, don't do that. Do not write out a big script. Write out a couple of bullet points and then speak from your heart. Speak from your heart. As you do that, and as you keep doing that consistently, regularly, not once a month, really, my friends, we've got to turn it up more and more and more, because it's too easy for us to just push it away. Your business cannot be found without you and your voice in it. Your voice, the energy of you and the connection and the relationship you have with your business can be the greatest thing to receive for a customer or a client looking for you. What would your life be like? What would your day-to-day be like if you were actually listening to your business and allowing it to speak to you in a way that it's never been able to speak to you before because you've been too afraid about what people will think? Who cares what people will think? Who cares? People have opinions all the time, and they're always going to have opinions. That's a given. But your business came to you so that it could come through you, and it has the confidence to know that you can take this business to another level that nobody else could take it to. I want you to think about that while we go for our next break. You are listening to Inspired Choices. I am your host, Christine McIver, here on the Inspired Choices Network. Stay tuned, my friends. We'll be back shortly.
Many of us make choices in our lives based on our past experiences or what others believe. What would our lives be like if we made our choices based on what we desire for our futures? When you join Inspired Choices Radio Show with Coach Christine McIver, you'll be provoked to look at what is true and what you know but may not choose that requires your attention. Christine does not hold back and brings all her expertise during each and every show. Are you ready to create the life and the living you truly desire? Listen for Inspired Choices Radio Show every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 7 p.m. Central, 6 p.m. Mountain, and 5 p.m. Pacific on InspiredChoicesNetwork.com.
How wonderful would it be to carry your favorite Inspired Choices Network host with you throughout your day? Well, now you can. Inspired Choices Network now has its very own mobile app. Our free app offers live streaming shows, along with thousands of podcasts and TV episodes. Our shows cover a wide variety of topics. Whether you're waking up with us, carrying us through the day, and taking us to bed with you, we're always here for you to enjoy. We're easy to find. Just search for Inspired Choices Network in the Apple App Store or Google Play Store.
This is the Inspired Choices Show with Coach Christine McIver. To participate in the program, join our live studio audience in our chat room at InspiredChoicesNetwork.com. You can also make the choice to ask or comment by email by sending to Christine@InspiredChoices.ca.
All right,
now,
my friends, thank
back
you
to the
so
program.
much for being here tonight. We are talking all about business tonight, as I love to talk about business, so that you can have more pleasure and joy with your business and more prosperity too. How amazing would that be to have more prosperity, pleasure, and joy in your business? Well, it's possible. And tonight we've been talking about what do you need to say for your business? What if you were just to ask that question each day? Business, what do I need to say for you today? And you didn't go here in your mind, but you actually went into your awareness. What if you actually asked that question every day? I know that when I ask that question, I get an expanded awareness about the business as a whole. I'm a part of that business, yes, but in that moment when I ask that question, I am not the center of that business. The business is. I'm part of the business, but I'm not the center of the business. The actual business is. And you can have more than one business, and those businesses are the center of their own business, right? And you are the major contributor to the business for sure. You are driving the bus, absolutely. But you are not the business. Understand that. So if you are asking the business each and every day, I wonder what you might become aware of that you've not been willing to receive when you kept putting all the pressure on yourself. You're not alone in your business, my friends. You have your business working with you. You have your business desiring to contribute to you. But if you get stuck in your personal challenges, if you get stuck in all the places and spaces where you are the center of the business and everything rests on your shoulders as if you're doing it alone, that can have us go down a rabbit hole that does not contribute to more awareness for sure. Remember, whenever you are in judgment, you cannot be in awareness. Whenever you are in judgment, you cannot be in awareness. It's like if you're trying to hear something right away, you are deaf, because you cannot have both of those simultaneously. Well, if your business is desiring for you to speak, but all you're thinking about is what other people are going to say, or they're going to behave, or anything about their point of view, you're not going to be able to hear clearly what your business is asking of you. And if you're desiring for your business to be more pleasure, to be more prosperous, to be much more enjoyable to be with and work in, you've got to get away from that judgment of others. And absolutely, as I said throughout today's show, you've got to come out of that decision that there's something wrong with you. You've got to come out of that decision that you're not good enough. All of those negative voices that are in your head. Do your personal development work. And you can be doing your personal development work when you're actually working with a coach. When you work with me, not only are we going to be looking at the business aspects of what needs to be done, but what's actually stopping it. And a lot of the times, what we discover are some of the things in your mind, in your belief systems that are holding you back. And we can change that very, very quickly when we're working together. I would love to hear from you if this is something that you would like to change. And, this week is actually, this is my birthday week. Woohoo! It's my birthday week. And, when I think about what I would love for my birthday is to see more people having more fun and pleasure with their business. When I see that, it just brings so much joy to my life, and especially my clients and my customers and my hosts having more fun and more pleasure and more ease. That is the best birthday present that I can ever have, because what lights me up so much in my life is my business and contributing to others so that they can also have something that lights them up. That's just a win-win. So I would love to hear from you if this is something that really is popping for you, or if you have more questions about how you can change this dance. Just reach out to me, Christine, at inspiredchoices.ca. And I would love to answer your questions. Now, coming up next week, we're going to be talking about how to grow your business now. So many people struggle with their business and aren't sure how to move forward. And there's some very easy ways that we can actually start to lean in and grow our businesses immediately. And I can't wait to do that show. There's so many ideas that are popping. And this will also be a contribution to growing your business now, is moving forward with your voice. So how many of you out there that are listening tonight are ready to use your voice more consistently and not worry so much about everything being perfect? If you're ready to speak for your business, knowing it's your voice that's required, how much more ease can you have, and how much more will your business actually grow? Thank you so much for being here tonight, my friends. I am so grateful, and I really enjoyed creating this with and for you. Remember, no matter what you choose, you can always make another choice. Take good care of yourselves, my friends, and remember, it's time for you to speak.
Thank you for choosing to listen to Inspired Choices Radio Show. Christine McIver will return next Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 7 p.m. Central, 6 p.m. Mountain, and 5 p.m. Pacific on InspiredChoicesNetwork.com. We hope you'll join us. Until then, be willing to choose what you really desire This is your life, making the choices that bring you all that you desire. Thank you for choosing to listen to Inspired Choices Radio Show. Christine McIver will return next Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 7 p.m. Central, 6 p.m. Mountain, and 5 p.m. Pacific on InspiredChoicesNetwork.com. We hope you'll join us. Until then, be willing to choose what you really desire. This is your life, making the choices that bring you all that you desire.